this is on. Oh, okay. Day 11, I think, in not very good state, and you'll be surprised to see that it's just me. So what happened today was Travis was busy. He wasn't here throughout the day. While he was checking out the factories this afternoon for wheels, and then later that tonight he went to his dad's party because his dad's having a birthday, and had enjoyed a lot of fun there. So it's pretty much just me. He said I could have a break, but I mean I didn't really feel like it. There's nothing at home really, so might as well just come here. So yeah, did some work, actually play slash work because it's I had it easy today, let's be honest. Was pretty good in general. Not completely productive, but not completely wasted as well in that sense. A few things that I have worked on. Well, there's quite a few actually. One is, well, throughout the afternoon before me, Mart, and John, in case if you don't know them, they're like our batchmates. Before we went to dinner, I was doing some 3D modeling. We were designing the controllers yesterday, and I guess we had a good working version, but it wasn't completely up to the point yet. There was more engravings for decoration's sake that wasn't included in yesterday's demo, or sorry, in yesterday's model. I took some time to engrave those things engrave those decorations into the model instead of what we mentioned yesterday was applying it as a texture. I did feel the necessity of like actually making that change onto the model because that will I think it's better because it will when you have, well, since that has engraving has depth, right? Of course, when you deal with depth, you could either do it through normal map and just fake a depth, or you could do like you actually do it on a mesh and actually just carve it in. And I think carving it in is a much better way to do it. I don't know, I might be wrong, but just because it's physically like it's physically there instead of if you use a normal map and just fake it by changing the normals of each face so that it appears as if it's actually dented inward. It will still not be as realistic, and yeah, but I don't know. It might be too much. It might be too much a necessity on my part because seeing it's dark and you probably will not see such level of detail anyway. So yeah, that's the first part. Also I still had some fun learning modeling, especially in sculpturing in Blender, and that's really hard. Like I tried. It wasn't working well for me. I mean, besides my horrible art skill, which is always persistent, which was always present, not being able to get myself familiarized with the software is another issue, and yeah, so that's why I can't use it really well. It took some time playing with it. Good. Starts to get first impressions. Okay, so it's not. I wouldn't say I know how to do a mesh now. I wouldn't say sculpturing will be the preferred way to go because it'll definitely be much more work. But I can see the power of it, especially when you're making human-like or more softer, like objects with softer surfaces such as creatures, you know especially like characters. As good to use sculpturing because it really gives you the smoothed out. It gives you the smoothed out look, and it feels natural. It feels like it's it feels much better than if you were to use a mesh and carve out each of the part of the aspect of the body or the part of the skin by like changing vertices on the triangles, and yeah, so that's going to take a long way, especially modeling people, modeling creatures is very hard. I wouldn't say that I will be able to do it in even the next few months or years to come. Well, maybe a year, but for the next few months, if I do it every day, I don't know, I might not be able to get anything good. But I'm going to continue. I mean, I used to do arts, like drawings and stuff until university. Then I got, I was committed to computer science, but now I think there's a point to pick it up again. So yeah, did that a little bit. After we came back for dinner, I did some programming. There was problems with the keyboard yesterday. You were suggesting that if you hold down the key, it should, should start to print out characters, or should repeat the action every, 0.5 or 0.3 or 0.2 of a second, just because you can do that as a keyboard. If you hold a key down, it will, print stuff, or it will delete stuff. Instead of, right, as before, we have to smash on the key again and again to repeatedly type a character. But now you can just, hold down the key and it will type for you. Right, so that was one of the major changes that has been made to the code, or to the platform. I also did work on scene selection, especially the interface for scene selection. So I was working on the plates that will actually be the quad that will actually hold the what is it called? Not profile. The thumbnails. I was working on thumbnail pictures for films, and eventually I need to get an interface which will allow user to rotate through a ring of films, select one through either touching it or laser pointer, and it will pops up, and then you can select play or any kind of other interactions that we discussed about. And we did discuss about a lot of good interactions. It's just that we don't know. Still, the same question persists: whether we should go for a simple approach, with laser pointers, which is really intuitive but nothing fun, or we could go with a more complex approach, with the risk that the user might not get it in the first time, or when they try it and they might have a confusing first, or they might be really confused and have a bad first impression with our product or platform. So that's one of the trade-offs that we have to make. And eventually, if we choose to go down the road of making it more interesting, how should I teach users how to use our interface, right? It's very right now it's very, especially on the software side, I would say it's industry problem to educate our users how to use VR, or especially how the VR language works, right? Let's say if you play game regularly and you see you pick up a new game, you automatically go to WSD, because it's conventional, it's the gaming language. Every single game where you have to control a character in either first person or third person, not top down, but third person, you almost have to, WSD would almost always work. But here, it's kind of different, as we discussed yesterday. When you say pull right click, what's the equivalent of right click in live? Is it pressing the trigger or pulling the trigger, or is it pressing the button, right? And some games even go as far as using the grip button on the palms, and that's the thing as well. Raw data uses, and it confuses a lot of users when they try it for the first time, right? And raw data actually have text. They actually have text descriptions on how to use controls, but no one reads them. That's another problem. No one reads these days. So yeah, problem you'll consider. But otherwise, it's pretty good. I mean, I have been taking the pretty trail. Travis has been taking the pretty trail this weekend. So yeah. I don't know. This is the first time I'm doing this alone, and it's just you. Oh, it's just you and me and having discussion, or one-sided discussion. I'm not really just talking, and if it feels awkward at any point in time, just excuse me. Yeah. No, I put the camera on the TV today to maybe switch it up, try different angles and whatnot. But we'll see. I guess that's today. It's pretty light. It's pretty chill. Tomorrow, maybe another show day because we need to take care of some life situation or life issues. Tomorrow, life issues. Tuesday,